What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another MLB The Show 23 video. And today's video will be going over some of the cards that are going to be going up in the next roster update, or might possibly be going up in the next roster update. We have a week until the next roster update and season 2/set 2 in MLB The Show 23. So if you guys are excited about that, go ahead, drop a like in this video, subscribe for new, turn those post notifications on, and let's get into today's video. So as you guys can see, we have a bunch of guys right here, like Yoshida, we have Rooker, we have Sean Murphy, we have Javier Duran. All these guys have been playing up since the last roster update, which was on April 21st. So I'm only looking from April 21st to today's date, which is May 6th. And these are the top of the guys when it comes to WAR and batting. We probably look at some pictures in a little bit. But you got Sean Murphy, Javier Duran, but you can't just look at like some of these stats. You also have to look at their splits, because that's going to determine whether they go up and down. And then we have to look at their stats in MLB The Show to see if they have room for improvement. And that's what we're going to do in today's video. If you guys want to know what this site is, it is called fangraphs.com. This is the site that I use for all roster update predictions and cards that I may want to do pre-orders in that are already expensive, but you guys can still make stubs by doing pre-orders. We will go over that again in today's video, so stay tuned to that. But let's go ahead, and the first guy we're gonna look at is Yoshida. So we're gonna go over to our inventory real quick, and we're just gonna search these guys. We're gonna search Yoshida. And there he is right there. As you can see, he has 1,100 stubs by now, selling out a 901. So he has to get to at least an 82 overall to quick sell for 900. Or if you guys want to invest in him, he's got to get to an 83 overall. So if you buy him at 900 and he doesn't get to an 83 overall, you're going to be losing stubs. But look at all of this room for improvement. Contact versus right, contact versus left, power versus right, power versus left. Even vision, discipline, and clutch can go up if they choose to do so. Now, what we need to do for Yoshida is we need to go look at his stats on the website, and here they are. So we're going to be looking at his splits, because that's going to tell us the most with his splits. So versus lefties, he is batting .276. He has 1 home run, 1 double, 6 singles, 3 runs, 6 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So discipline could definitely probably go up in there. Don't know if he's got any hits with runners in scoring position. Men on base, men in scoring position. He's batting .387 with men in scoring position, so that could possibly boost his clutch as well. So that's something you want to look at right here. Oh, can't even highlight it correctly, but right here, batting .387 with runners in scoring position. So that's definitely good. Next thing we're going to look at is versus righties. He is batting .329, so that probably significantly will boost his contact. 5 doubles and 5 home runs. So I imagine his power could go to like 90 plus. This is a guy I would pre-order. I would not necessarily invest him at 900 stubs. Very possible he gets a +5 boost to go to 83, but that's a significant boost. I would put pre-orders in, maybe even like at a gold price, like 400, 500, maybe 600 at the most for an 81 overall quick sell, and hope he gets that 82 at least. But definitely a guy that I think is going to go up in the next roster update. All right, so let's go ahead and go search for another one. This one's going to be Rooker, and this is another one that is going to be a pre-order menace. Not a guy I would invest in. We already have 4 of him. But as you can see, he is 496 stubs on the buy now, 319 on the sell now. You can kind of flip this card if you really wanted to. But look at his stats. 38 contact versus right, 43 contact versus left, 81 power versus right, and 62 power versus left. Now, his power numbers are pretty good against righties, so we'll have to take a look at how he is. But let's go ahead and take a look at Rooker. So once again, we'll go to his splits. I think that's going to give us he's batting .333 against lefties and .333 against righties. He's got 4 home runs against lefties, and he's got 6 home runs against righties with 3 doubles on top of it versus righties. His clutch is only at 39, so let's go down and look at with runners in scoring position. He is batting 300 with runners in scoring position. That include 4 home runs. So definitely can get a clutch upgrade, even with men on base. Maybe it's not scoring position. He's got 5 home runs, batting 351 with runners on base. So that is absolutely crazy right there. He's also versus lefties with the 4 home runs, definitely could get a power boost and contact boost is needed. Versus righties, same thing. Power boost, contact boost is definitely needed. This card could easily go up to gold, so you could invest in him. I know he's only a 65 overall, but this guy has been playing out of his mind. I mean, on the season, I think he's batting 333 on the season as well. Actually, it's only 26. Yeah, 26 games, batting 333 on the season. Absolutely just menace. Just absolutely killing the baseball. So once again, when you look at the sell now of 319, if you get him at 320 and he goes up to gold, you're gonna be making 80 subs per. That's why I still recommend pre-orders on him, trying to get him lower than that. Over time, you won't get him like the day of the roster update. It might be 1 or 2 weeks after the roster update, but let's say he does go gold, you can get this card for 200 subs. Absolutely be insane if he continues to hit this well. I mean, it'd be crazy if you went up to past an 80 in one update. That'd be a plus 15 overall jump. I just don't know if it's going to happen. That's why I don't like getting him at this price. But he's definitely a guy that's going to go up in the next roster update. All right, next guy we're going to take a look at that I'm not too sure about, but since he's on the list of one of the hottest players in this span, we are going to be taking a look at Sean Murphy. As you guys can see, contact versus right, power versus right, 56-66, and then contact left, power left, 60-79. A plus 10 to contact and power gives him up to an 83. I don't know if he's going to get that, but let's go take a look on Fangraphs and take a look at Sean Murphy and see what we can. All right away against lefties, he is batting 342. So he definitely needs a contact boost versus lefties with 3 home runs and 4 doubles. So his power numbers are very good against lefties as well. Against righties, batting 267. So maybe he gets a slight contact boost. 267, I think, is above league average, I imagine. But 6 home runs and 4 doubles. That power boost definitely needs to come up against righties. If he has got 79 power versus lefties, he needs more power versus righties. So he might get a plus 20 to his power versus righties, rolling up to an 86. And that could possibly get him to an 83, 84 with a contact boost on top of it. His clutch is only 60. Let's go take a look. He is batting 333 with runners in scoring position. With men on base, he's batting 300. And with those runners in scoring position, he does have 2 doubles and 4 home runs. So he's definitely hitting for power as well with runners in scoring position. Does he get a clutch boost? I don't know how they're doing clutch this year. But now that we know it's like when runners in scoring position, that's what it factors into. Hopefully, that's something that we see moving forward in roster update is clutch upgrades where clutch upgrades should be applied. But as you can see, with only the 60 clutch and then the contact versus righties and lefties and power versus righties and lefties at a fair price of 1,200, which is around an 83, which is an 83 overall quick sell. He's already expected to get up to at least an 83. You can snag him for the 1,200, or you could try to do pre-orders in on him right the night before, like Thursday night or like Friday morning. Try to do some pre-orders in on him to try to get him a little cheaper than that. And if he gets that boost, you're definitely going to make some stubs on him. Typically, when I do pre-orders, I probably do like at least 100 to 200 pre-orders on each card. So I kind of go all in with my stubs with pre-orders, and then we just see which ones hit and which ones don't. As you can see, like a couple days ago, he was under 1,000 stubs. So he's definitely got the hype around him, and it looks like he's going to go up in the next roster update based off the stats we just seen. The next one that I have not even looked into, but this is why this site is so good, because it puts eyes on players that we really weren't even looking at, and this is going to be Javier Duran. He's a 66 overall, and he's got 56 contact versus right, 45 versus left, 48 power versus right, 37 versus left. He is a center fielder for the Boston Red Sox. Let's go take a look at him and see if he's going to get upgrade. He's only 100 stubs, so does he go gold right now? Probably not. Is he a future gold? Who knows? We'll have to see his stats and see what he's doing. So let's go ahead and take a look. Jaron Duran, here we go. Take a look at his splits. All right, versus lefties. In the last 11 at-bats, hasn't been a lot of at-bats versus lefties, but batting .545 against lefties with no home runs, but he's got 2 doubles and 3 RBIs with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Not too bad there. Definitely a small sample size, but .545 in 11 at-bats, which means he's basically batting. He got 6 hits in those 11 at-bats. That's pretty good. Yeah. Versus righties, though, he's still batting .377 and 53 at-bats. Good sample size, 2 home runs and 9 doubles. Could definitely see a power boost against righties, a contact boost for sure against righties, even a small contact boost versus lefties because he is batting insane versus lefties. And let's just go take a look at his clutch. Why not? Batting .389 with runners in scoring position. Only 1 home run, but 2 doubles. He hits the ball when runners in scoring position right now. So, yeah, that's definitely a crazy a stat to see right there. He's got 3 stolen bases against versus righties as well. But yeah, I definitely think he's going to go up. Is he going to go gold? Maybe not. But is he a possible future gold if he continues to hit well? Absolutely. His defense definitely hurts him a little bit. So take a look at his defense in the actual games. Whenever they do a defensive upgrade, that's going to be another opportunity for this card to skyrocket, and overall could definitely be a huge long-term investment. I plan on grabbing at least 100 to 200 of this guy. Just hold on to him and see what happens in the future. But he's definitely got the room for improvement with all these stats and the low defense. So we'll have to see what happens in the future and see what happens. All right, next guy. It's going to be Javier Baez. He is a 73 overall. 46 contact versus right, 75 contact versus left, 53 power versus right, with 67 power versus left. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats, see what we got. All right, Baez splits. He batted .241 versus righties, so that's not good. Probably stay the same versus righties. I don't think he'll really go down. 1 home run, 11 RBIs, but he's batting .320 against lefties and 25 at bats, which is a good sample size, with 2 home runs, a double, and 6 and 4 RBIs. Now he does have 4 doubles against those righties too, so his power numbers versus righties could possibly see a boost. We'll see how he's doing runners in scoring position, batting .360 with runners in scoring positions. Do we see a clutch boost? Very possible, very possible. Vision and discipline. Does he strike out a lot? Does he walk a lot? 3 walks for 7 walks, but he strikes out a lot. So don't know if he's going to get a go gold, but definitely see him going up a little bit. He is 131, 146. But if he doesn't go gold, he's really not worth the investment. I probably wouldn't invest too much in this guy unless you're going to do pre-orders in on him and try to get him at sub 100. If you can get him at sub 100, I think he'd be a pretty decent investment long term. But not at the 131, 146 price. Sub 100 is where you want this guy. All right, next guy that I really wasn't looking at. A lot of guys that we haven't really looked at, but I like these. Christian Walker, where's he at? 49 contact, 67, 78 power, and 72 power. Now, he does have a inside edge of +15 versus lefties right now, but on power and contact, which gets him to an 82. So that's his potential of going up. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if he will go up. Versus righties, he's batting .269. Could get a slight boost. 3 home runs and 5 doubles. 13 RBIs with 4 walks, 12 strikeouts. And versus lefties, batting .278. Okay. With 4 home runs, 2 doubles, 12 RBIs, and 3 walks. 10 strikeouts on that side. And runners in scoring position, only batting .176. So that's not very good with runners in scoring position. He might even go down in clutch. But does he get a +1, +2? It's still possible. Very, very possible. If you get this guy at 400, you're kind of betting that he goes to an 81 overall, because 400 would be a quick sell price for an 80 overall. So if you grab him at 400, you're betting that he's going to go to an 81 overall. Probably a guy I do some pre-orders in on. I think he has a good chance to go into an 80 overall. I don't know if you go past that. So definitely a guy I do pre-orders for. Next guy we're gonna take a look at is Wander Franco. Contact versus righties 72, power versus righties 52, power versus lefties 62. Great contact versus lefties already. So we got to see his righty numbers mainly. So we take a look at his righties. He's batting 290 with 5 home runs and 11 doubles. So he is batting for a lot of power against righties, and that's absolutely incredible with 11 doubles and 5 home runs. Against lefties, he's batting 360 with 1 home run and 3 doubles. He only has 2 strikeouts against lefties, but obviously only 25 at bats and 3 walks. As far as men in scoring positions, he's batting 241. So his clutch might hurt. But I think his righty numbers could definitely go up. I think his contact could probably go up to maybe an 80, but his power could also probably go up to an 80 versus righties because he is absolutely crushing the ball versus righties. And his prices 800, 700, basically 800 stubs, 900 stubs. So you're betting on him getting to like an 83 overall if you invest him at 800 stubs. 82s sell for 900 stubs. So if you get him at 800 stubs and he gets a boost to an 82 overall, you'll be making 100 stubs per card. Now, if you get 100 of these, that definitely adds up a little bit, you know. But you can also do pre-orders in on them. But Wander Franco, I think, will get a boost in the next roster update. All right, the next guy we're going to take a look at is Randy Arozarena. 73 contact, 103 contact, 54 power, 87 power on those sides. With only 68 clutch, a plus 15 to the contact versus righties, and power versus righty gets them to an 83 overall. So let's just go ahead and take a look at how he is doing as of late, and we will see. He is batting 312 against righties with 4 home runs, a triple, and 5 doubles, 11 walks, 25 strikeouts. Not too bad. 385 against lefties with 5 home runs. Not bad. 5 strikeouts, no walks. And batting 371 with runners in score. So he's already got good numbers against lefties. And right now, besides the average, I feel like his power numbers are better against righties with the 5 doubles, triple, and home run. He's got more home runs versus lefties, but he's got a home run, a triple. He's got a total of 10 extra base hits against righties. So definitely could see a contact and power boost against righties. Maybe even that plus 15 versus power versus righties. Maybe even plus 20 is deserved right there. And at least a plus 10 versus contact versus right. I can see him reaching that 82, 83 overall. Now, the thing is, he's already an 82 overall price at 857 stubs. So if you don't already have some of him, you might have been missing out. I invested him very, very early. So that's very, very good for me. But he's still very investable. Could definitely be on Diamond Watch in the future if he keeps on playing well. I don't know if he would. I don't think he goes Diamond this update, but he's definitely Diamond potential guy. That it will has the track record and the skill set to go Diamond. So definitely invest in this guy. Even if you want to try to do some pre-orders in on him and then save your pre-orders till a future roster update, I definitely would invest in Randy Arozarena. The next guy I want to talk about just a little bit is Anthony DeSclafani. If you did not know, they did a roster update this Friday for basically position changes, stuff like that. Anthony DeSclafani was switched from a relief pitcher to a starting pitcher, and he got a plus like 6 boost because of it. So he went to a 79 overall. I invested in this guy at well below 100 stubs, and I have 456 of them for less than 100 stubs. I already made 200 stubs profit on this guy if I were to sell him now. He needs a plus 1 boost right now to go gold. And he's got a lot of room to upgrade. Ks per 9 at 55, walks per 9 at 84, hits per 9 at 71. Definitely can get upgrades with the hits per 9, even Ks per 9. In his last start, he only allowed 3 hits in 8 innings, but he only struck out 3. The start before that, he went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, but struck out 6. And allowed 6 hits. So it's iffy if he gets a +1 in the roster update. He will have another start before the roster update, so that could get him over the top. But cards like this, if you notice that they're a starting pitcher, but in MLB The Show, it still shows them as a relief pitcher, those are guys you want to invest in because they will get a position change, and they normally will always go up in overall, especially from a relief pitcher to a starting pitcher because they get a stamina boost. All right, I'll show you guys the update real quick, the roster update I'm talking about with Anthony DeSclafani. He went from a 74 to a 79 overall purely because he went from a relief pitcher to a starting pitcher, and he gets the stamina boost. Johan Oviedo did the same thing, and there's a bunch of other cards like Braxton Garrett, Adrian Hauser, Ryan Yarbrough, Dane Dunny. All those guys got boosts simply because their position changed from relief pitcher to starting pitcher. But that's my roster update predictions. Those are some low-key cards that not a lot of people are looking into. Some high-key cards as well. I'll probably have another one closer to the roster update later this week. If you guys did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for new. Turn the post notifications on. And comment down below who are your guys' investments for the next roster update.